Hello, everybody, and welcome to Waiter to Win for the 23rd of October Turffontein meeting. There's also racing back at Kenilworth, and I'll start with Daryn there. So the Durbanville stint is over for now. Daryn?
Yes, Durbanville's over for a while. We go into the Cape Summer season with the Cape Classic and the Phillies Championship tomorrow. So cracking racing ahead of us and an exciting season too.
Is there anything in Cape Town that we must know about now in advance?
What, for tomorrow's meeting?
That you like? Is there anything?
Well, in the Phillies Championship, I spotted that filly Imamzam Toti. She's out of Beach Beauty. I was impressed with her comeback run over 1400 at Durbanville. The track was running fast. She came from a long way back and mowed them down, just like her dam would have done. So I think there's a big season ahead of her. And then the Cape Classic, we got that horse Universal, Adam's horse. He's coming back after his impressive win in his maiden over 1200, 9.5 lengths. He's a big boy. He covers a lot of ground. I think he'll stay 2,000 meters in time to come. And he actually reminds me of a horse like Jetmaster. Just his action and the way he covers ground. Just that sort of look. He looks like a classic horse in time to come. This run will bring him on a lot. So there are dangers such as Trip of Fortune and Zapatilius. They're no slouches, and they're probably best over 1400 meters, where Universal is looking for a lot more ground in the future.
Okay, well, it'll be interesting race to watch the Cape Classic. Just going back to the Cape Phillies Championship for a moment, that Imamzam Toti, what price do you think?
He's around 4-1, 9-2 currently. Okay. I thought it was quite a generous price.
Generous price. Offer. Okay. Well, Darryl, sorry not to have left you out of it yet, but have you looked at Cape Town in particular by any chance for their season starting or not for Saturday?
I didn't manage to look at in depth. I just looked at the final field a couple of days ago, and I've been waiting for to run. The horse is called Masked Vigilante. I thought he was desperately unlucky last time I said Durbanville. He went for a run on the inside and it got tight for him. And by the time he got out, the race was over and done. He's having his third run off the arrest. And the Brett Crawford yard is really turning out the winners. They're in fine form. Okay. So I think he's around about 33-10. He does have a danger in the top weight. But he's a young and up-and-coming horse, and he could bounce back to best tomorrow in Cape Town.
Race 4, number 7, Masked Vigilante, and watch out Imamzam Toti in the Phillies. Okay, that's great. That takes care of the Kenilworth meeting in terms of what we like. We'll have a quick look as far as the Turffontein meeting is concerned. I know last weekend there was that. I think it was the first leg. What blew us out last weekend, guys? There was one particular horse that sort of we never saw coming. What was that? Can you remember?
I think it was Miss Flower Power with Rachel Venica, and she came flying down the outside.
Okay, that's the one that knocked us. All right, well, it happens. That's the name of the game. Don't forget our WhatsApp preview number 0691643272. You'll have some of those of you that are on will have been received information during the course of the week, and sometimes there's information that comes out before the show to give you a heads up, a start. So be part of it. And that is going to get into top gear very soon. The changes, because we're coming to you quite early Friday. We've only got the one scratch at Turffontein, and to be back on the stand side track now, Turffontein, as I understand it. Am I right, guys?
Sorry, Clyde, it's back.
Turffontein.
Tomorrow's on the inside track.
Sorry,
it's on the inside track. You got me worried there.
No, sorry, on the inside track. Charity Miles next weekend. Okay, still inside. This is the last of the inside track meeting for a while. Because we come back to Turffontein Standside following weekend. There's only the one change that we've got for you so far. And then as far as the false rail, they'll be out at 5.5 meters on the inside track at Turffontein. The pen reading will get an update from the guys at Turffontein. Again, Hollywood have sent us some information in terms of voluntary comments, and anybody can send those comments in terms of trainers and officials, etc., that would like to share information with us. We will share that information too. And they've got Silver Tycoon in the second race with Sean Terry, who says this is not a strong field, and if producing his best, he can certainly beat a field of this nature. The only concern is that he's yet to win over the 1600. He travelled too strong in his last start, and they've given a more restrained ride from Gavin Arena, should be competitive. So that's in the second race, number 3, Silver Tycoon. And in the 6th race, he's also got Bowie for them, where he says his best form is over the 1400. However, his last win was over this type of distance. It's a strong field, but he's doing well, and he's expected to have an each-way chance. All right, thanks so much for that. Let's start with the 4th race, guys, where you've got Clafouti and Mark's Chick. And I'll come to you. I'll start with you if I can, Darryl. Clafouti even money and Mark's Chick 19 to 10. So Mike de Kock dominating the race. But having a look at the two individual horses, personally, I prefer Mike's Chick. I see that she's got a higher rating and she's receiving weight in this graduation plate from the 2-time winner, Clafouti. What did you make of it, Darryl?
Clyde, you're not going to enjoy my opinion on this race. I actually make it a match in 2. I think the best weighted filly, Perfect Witness, and one of the worst weighted fillies in the race, Clafouti, are going to fight it out. I do believe if the value is certainly lying with Perfect Witness at this stage of around about 9 to 2. It is a graduation plate, and she comes up best weighted, 1 pound ahead of Ferrari. Now, I'd like to touch on Perfect Princess because she was really thrown into the deep end. She won a nice maiden on debut, and then they put her into the grade 1 to Queenie, where she certainly wasn't disgraced. Then last time I'd seen the Joburg Spring Fillies and Mares Challenge, she wasn't favorably weighted on that occasion. She was out at the weights, and I thought she ran an absolute cracker. If you go and watch that replay, she only got going over the last 100 meters. And I certainly believe the step up in trip is going to be in her favor. And from going into a race where she was badly in at the waist to now, tomorrow, the best weighted filly, I think things are all in her favor. She's going to strip much fitter. So I think I make her the one to beat, surprisingly, at 9 to 2. And I think her danger has to be the Mike de Kock trained Clafouti. Now, she made steady improvement last time out because she beats a very weak maiden field. And many thought she's got her work cut out when bumping some hard knockers, but she did it in super impressive fashion. She's now having a peak run. She's super, super fit. The stable's hot. So you certainly can't discount her chances. I think those are the 2 that are going to fight it out of here. But I wouldn't be overly shocked if Mark's Chick has to win. I just thought she beats a very, very shallow field, and that form line of hers is certainly not holding up. So she would have had to have come on a good couple of lengths to feature. Yeah, that's in my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm going to tip Perfect Witness to beat Clafouti.
Why would the handicapper, Daryn, have an opinion so differently? I mean, he's got Clafouti at 89 off an 80 from an 81 off the last start, and Mike's Chick, after her only win to date, he's marked her up as a 94. Why would it be so different?
That's why I didn't look too much.
But I mean, what's your view?
I didn't look too much into the ratings here because when I saw Mike's Chick last time out, we labeled her as a 10-star bet. Yes. She won by 7 lengths, but she was beating a very moderate field. Yes. So how they came up with a 94 merit rating after her last victory is very hard to assess. So for me, Clafouti is the horse to beat. I think she's a classic filly in time to come. I think she could be a triple tiara type of filly. She impressed me when she won a maiden. It was after a short break, after running second to Follow Me, and that form line was standing up quite strongly. And then she followed up second run after a rest in a 74 handicap, and she won hands down. She really won with ease, and I think third run back, she's going to improve a couple of lengths from that effort, and I make her the horse to beat. I really believe she's a decent filly, and we're going to see a lot of her this coming season. For second, I like Perfect Witness. I thought to run behind Big Burn and Rain in Holland, those kind of form lines were standing up quite strongly. And then Mike's Chick, she couldn't do more than win. She went handy, she went to the front, and she accelerated away from the field with ease. And that Big Burn form line in that small feature in a previous start is standing up quite strongly. So I've actually only gone 3 and 5, the 2 de Kock horses in the pick 6, but I'm very strong on Clafouti to open the pick 6.
Yeah, that's interesting. So we all got different opinions, Jack. You, Clafouti, Perfect Witness, Darryl, Mike's Chick. I'm with Mike's Chick. It's interesting, Darryl, because Perfect Witness, the handicap, I see he rated her at 97. I know they both ran to Big Burn in different races, and would have had their reasons to have run where they ran, both of those fillies, Darryl.
But she must be rated. She earned that rating in the Grade 1, Clyde.
Yes.
But you know what? We could all certainly be wrong in this firstly with the pick six, because you've got a horse like Ferrari is certainly capable on her day. She's a good few kilograms better off with Lotus, who looks like the pace setter in this race.
Yeah.
So she's let me down on several occasions in the past, Ferrari. I just hope she doesn't come up stage me tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's. We've had spent enough time on the fourth race because it's a very interesting race. And race number 5, we see number 7, Wisteria Avenue, top of the board here, Daryn, at 15-10, and number 6, Call Me Master, second choice at 7-2. But again, it comes down to the Mike de Kock factor. Right now, they are having such a tremendous run. I think the only disappointment, and one perhaps should not touch on disappointments when you're having such a great run, would have been that it was Talon in the last at the Vaal on Thursday. Although I don't know, open 2-1, I think drifted to 7-2 or 4-1. So there wasn't much money for it. I'm not sure, but apparently was pulling in the race.
Yes, Talon, she was caught a little bit deep in the beginning of the race. And then Muzzy decided to go more handy to get across from the draw. And she took a hold of the bit and she started fighting for her head. So she had nothing left the final 300 meters. So we shouldn't look too much into that. But Mike de Kock is firing on all cylinders. Yeah. I haven't seen him in this kind of form in quite some time. But
he's working now. Now he works 24 hours. He's gone back to work.
Yes, for sure. That's the difference. He's working for himself now. Correct. But this filly, Wisteria Avenue, I did get a comment from the stable that she's improved a couple of lengths from her last start. And that's a good sign. She also came out of that Big Burn Formline where everything that came out of there came out to win. She did beat a very moderate field last time, but she did it comfortably. And this is not the strongest lineup that she takes on. So it's quite a nice race for her. Even though she takes on the Colts, she can get away with this race. She's close to a banker. I've chosen to cover her with Call Me Master, who runs a good race every now and then. At third to Eskimo Pie, 2 lengths off. He's come out to win again. Last time out, 5 lengths off Shangani. He came out to win again. And his rating's just dropping steadily from like an 80 down to a 68 now. So if there's going to be a danger to Wisteria Avenue, I find Call Me Master to be the biggest threat. I've also thrown in Time Spirit. Change of stable, gone to the Azzy yard. Michael Azzy can ready a horse up after a short break. He's very good at getting them fit and well. So I've thrown the 3 of them in, but Wisteria Avenue will be a hard horse to beat from Call Me Master.
Okay, Darryl, your version of the race?
Clyde, you know, Wisteria Avenue beat a very, very shallow maiden field. But in saying that, she went to the front. She was hardly pressed and she was never in doubt. And if that run had brought her on a length or 2, I think she could be ahead of the handicapper. And one thing in her favor is the draw, and she's got an early toe. So if Warren Kennedy, if she just gets a clean break, he's not going to exert too much energy to be in the perfect position. She can go to the front. She can sit up handy. And I don't think she quickens that well. She just grinds. So off that sort of galloping mass, I think if she's in the top 2 turning for home, she's going to be very hard to run down because it is a moderate field. We saw Clafuti also won a very, very weak maiden field, and she stepped up her game in her next start in her handicap debut. I'm hoping Wisteria Avenue falls into a similar category, and I think she'll take some beating. I've done a bit of a process of elimination of year. I did make Call Me Master a big danger, but Clyde, I'm really worried about the way he's hanging in his last 2 outings. I think there may be something amiss.
Why is he doing that? What's going on with this? Why is he hanging?
I don't know. I think he's got his niggles and he doesn't move the best to the start. And I actually liked him last time out because I thought the underfoot conditions are soft and it's certainly going to favor him, but he still hung. But he's now down to a competitive mark. He should be thereabouts. He should be in the money. And he was doing it a bit keen last time out. So I think even the dropping trip's going to be in his favor. But I'm really put off the way he's hanging in the latter stages.
Yeah.
And then the other one Daryn touched on, Time Spirit. He also won a very, very weak maiden field at the Vaal. He got it easy up front and he had it all his own way. But next time out, he was disappointing. And maybe if he can go a little bit handier, he could bounce back to his best. But I think with Wisteria Avenue, with the way that the Kock yard is going, and I'm just hoping that win gave her a little bit of confidence and she's come on from there. So I'm going to make her one of the better bets on the card. I don't believe her current price represents any value though, Clyde.
Okay, but you're making her your best bet, right? That's your best bet on the card.
She is my best bet based on the fact that I'm banking her in the pick 6.
All right. Well, let's go to the 6th race now, where Ultra Quick is the top of the boards at 18-10 for the Young from Fearon stable. Barney's Pride is 22-10 second choice and 4-1 about C. Verescent. I don't know. I can't seem to have one specific. I'm not in anyone's corner here, Darryl. I mean, I don't know what you made of the race.
It's a middle stakes, and the horses that come out on top are Battle of Trafalgar at 91, a pound ahead of Ink Hoots and Twice the Act. Clyde, the favourite, one thing you have to say is course and distance suited. He's got early natural toe, and that favours runners on this inside track. So another honest performance has to be expected from him. And we saw that Formline being franked with Purple Panther. So healthy respect for Ultra Quick. Then you got the likes of Barney's Pride, who I thought put up a very decent comeback last night when he ran second to a filly called Field of Roses, who's only one of 2 fillies to ever get the better of Desert Miracle. And in that race, he travelled really, really well. And when asked to go about and win his race, I think he just got tired in the latter stages. And that run would have certainly brought him on in leaps and bounds because he's going to strip much, much fitter. So I like the look of number 6, Barney's Pride. And then number 2, Bowie. Now, you just have to go have a look at these replays last night. I thought he had absolutely no luck in running. Things really didn't map out for him. And he's got a neat draw over here. If he just breaks well, I can see him slotting in behind Ultra Quick. And he's certainly got ability on his day, and it wouldn't be a surprise to see him finish his race off. And just on times, Clyde. Now, Ultra Quick and Bowie ran on the same day. And on times, Bowie, despite his troubled passage, he would have finished 3/4 of a length ahead of Ultra Quick. But in saying that, he was carrying 2 kilograms less. So on times, Ultra Quick and Bowie, there certainly won't be much separating them. I'm only looking towards those 3 at this race. I think possibly Barney's Pride with the come-on look. Ultra Quick was very gutsy last time out. And Bowie I've thrown in for a little bit of upset in the pick 6.
Okay. Well, just whilst you're on it, let's just quickly go back to the Bowie comment again. He says his best form's over the 1400. His last win was over this type of distance. It's a strong field, but he's doing well, expecting it to have it each way. So Sean Terry fairly bullish about that horse Bowie. Daryn, what did you make of it?
Well, at first I liked Ultra Quick as my first selection. But when I watched the replay of his last start, he tends to not over race, but he does it quite hard up there. And I think that's the reason why they haven't gone a little bit further with him. He's been the 1450 meter trip once, where he tore away to the front and he managed to win by 5 lengths due to a moderate field that he took on that day. And then because he pulled so hard, they probably dropped him back in trip just to try and get him to settle. And I think he's looking for a little bit further now, if he can settle, but he's still the horse to beat. I think he's going to have every chance from the draw. And like last time, they actually headed him at the 300 meter mark, and then he fought them off the final 200. So Ultra Quick over Barney's Pride, very good comeback run. He did run in that feature in Gravel in his penultimate start behind Bard of Avon, and his comeback run was a good run behind that filly Shield of Roses. So he's got to be on the short list from a good enough draw. And then Bowie cracks a good draw. There's not much separating him and Severescent on their last start, but Severescent has an 8 draw this time out. So I would favor Bowie for 3rd over Severescent.
Okay, well, that's the 6th race on the card. The 7th is where Good Queen Bess runs, and this is again another Mike de Kock favorite, Daryn, which I know you like.
I really like this filly. I haven't heard too much information about her. I know she's rested from the 22nd of May, but we saw it last week, Aragosta, de Kock stable. He had a long layoff since May, and he came out to win like a real good horse. He's got a bright season ahead of him. And Good Queen Bess on debut. There was a lot of talk for this filly. Very highly regarded in the stable. She won with ease by almost 3 lengths. And then they stuck her over 1,400 meters on the standside track. And I don't think she was quite ready for that. She was drawn 9 out of 9 that day. She had it all to do. And I think you could just put a line through that effort.
But that was a strong
1,200
field,
meters.
say that, wasn't it? I mean, that was a fairly sound of summer. That was a strong Formline.
Yes, that was a strongish race against Colts as well. Now she's back against Phillies. She's got a 1 draw. And I think she's going to come back with a big run. I'll make her one of my better bets on the card. I think she's got a big season ahead of her. She is a 4-year-old, receiving weight from 3-year-olds such as Remember When, Freed from Desire. So that's also in her favor. And I think she's the horse to beat. Over Remember When, that ran a cracker in the debutante stakes behind Maree. I do make her my clear second selection. And then Freed from Desire, who ran a cracker last time out. Paul Peter Stables in form, drawn well, should be thereabouts. And I've also thrown in Lucy in the Sky into the pick 6.
Okay, so you're covered in the pick 6, although you do.
I covered in the pick 6, but Good Queen Bess, I think she could be worth a strike on the day.
Okay. And Darryl, your take on the 7?
Clyde, I'm going to start with Freed from Desire. I thought that was an encouraging run last time out. I thought she was actually very unlucky because she responds under the whip, this filly. And at a vital stage of the race, the winner's jock actually hit the whip out of Warren Kennedy's hand, and she just gave up. I would have liked to see her with Kennedy having the whip in the last 50, because I think the result might have been different. You know, Clyde, last time out she achieved a 99. She's running off a 91. She comes into this race 8 pounds well in. That's 4 kilograms. She's going to be a big, big runner. She's super fit. She's very effective over this course and distance. So if you're looking for a horse to certainly add into your multiples, Freed from a Desire, put her in for a place. It will boost your price, whatever else you choose. So she's going to be right there when the chips are down.
So
and then Good Queen Bess.
She runs off a 99, which means she's better off at the weights by how many kilos? What's it?
4 kilos. 4 kilos, yeah.
Yeah, 4 kilos, okay. Wow.
And then I'll have to touch on Good Queen Bess. You know, she didn't beat the best of maidens on debut, but just have a look at her second starts. I actually think that was a cracking effort, considering the strength of the form, because it's certainly better than what it appears on paper. She didn't get the run of the race on that occasion. She's now a draw strike. She'll probably just slot in behind the likes of Freed from Desire. And if she's good enough, she'll certainly be able to go fetch her in the latter stages. Sound of Summers come out, well, subsequently won another 2. The second horse, Funky Music, won a race. The fourth horse, Eskimo Power, won 2. And the eighth horse, Me Time, has also won 2 races since then. So Good Queen Bess, with the form the stable is currently in, you have to fancy her chances. And then number 3, Remember When? She was actually meant to run against Freed from Desire last time out. She was scratched coughing, but on debut, she was super, super impressive. She showed such a turn of foot, and then she certainly didn't disgrace herself in the debutante stakes last time out. I'm just favoring Freed from Desire over her due to race fitness, but you never know how the race is going to pan out. So I'm only adding those 3 into the pick 6, and I'm very, very confident of progressing into the next leg.
Okay, 5, 3, 4, 5 for Darryl. All right, let's go to the 8th race now, where Alula Star 12 to 10, Darryl, from the Stuart Petty Grew stables, keeping the apprentice on, claiming the 2.5 kilos in the handicap at the Phillies and Mares. But I mean, she's done nothing wrong, Alula Star. She's had 3 runs, 3 very good runs, I think, or I thought, and you know, I don't know about 12 to 10, but she does look the right horse in the race.
Yeah, if you do fancy your chances, don't back her now. Wait till race time, you'll certainly get better. You know, Clyde, another one that, we keep saying this, won a weak maiden, but look at her straight into the handicap division. She certainly didn't disgrace herself. And what's in her favor is she's lightly raced. She's got a good draw, and she's obviously improving in running because she stepped up from run 2 to run 3. In saying that, she did manage to pick up a 4-pound penalty for running second last time out. So that's certainly not going to help her chances. But in a shallow field, she has to be respected. Another one that picked up a penalty is number 2, Stolen Kiss. Now, she's benefited from that, clearly benefited from that layoff. She's run 3rd, 1st, and 2nd since returning from then. She's in cracking form. But another one that picked up a 4-pound penalty for running 2nd last time out. So for those 2 negatives with the top 2 in the market, I'm leaning towards a filly like number 6, End of Rock. Now, I don't know if she was sent up here to the Highveld for a reason or because it's firmer going, but last time out in the sticker going, she never got into it from a wide draw. She's now jumping from Stallgate number 1 on a much firmer track, and she's got enough pace to make use of a good barrier position. So if she bounces well and she's in the race, I can certainly see her upset the top 2 in the market. I'm leaning towards her as my value bets in the race. So I'm going End of Rock to beat a Lula Star, and for 3rd, Stolen Kiss.
Okay, interesting price that you found the End of Rock at 7-1. Daryn?
Well, I'm in the camp of a Lula Star. If you look at her debut performance, she ran 2nd behind Faiz's Princess. Andrew Fortin expected a big win that day from Faiz's Princess. She shortened 4 to 10 race time. And Lula Star matched her every second of the way, all the way down to the line within half a length of her. Then she came out to win a good race, wasn't pressurized. And then her first handicap start, she did pick up a penalty, but she also moved up at the 400, hit a bit of a flat spot, and then she stayed on strongly at the end. So the 1,200-meter trip could be what she's looking for from a good draw. Apprentice claims 2.5 kilos. I think she'll take some beating. And then I have thrown in End of Rock into the pick 6. She had a lengthy layoff after her 2 starts in Cape Town. And then she won a work rider race, but she won it very well that day after a lengthy layoff. And then followed it up with a decent enough run on the Gravel Poly. And last time out, she was drawn wide in the sticky conditions. I think you can put a line through that run. On that run behind Elusive Woman, we did see Elusive Woman come unplaced yesterday, as well as Talon out of that form line. So that form line hasn't stood up too strong. But yeah, I'm going 3 from 6 in race 8.
Okay, so 3 and 6 for the 2 of you. I'll try to get hold of Wayo to see if we can get a comment about End of Rock as well, so we'll find out. I'd also try to call Mike, but his phone's off. I think Mike was in Dubai this week. I think he was there for a few days. Okay, but we'll get the latest information, I'm sure, prior to race time. And then the 9th race on the card, let's go there then now, which is the final leg of the pick 6. And this is going to be quite an interesting race. It's a handicap at the 76 level, but it does appear, Daryn, does appear to have that open look to it. I mean, again, you know, what ultimately can you side with? So I'm hoping that you've got this double-figured horse that might be a lurker in the last that can spook the pack, the final leg of the pick 6.
Yeah, it does look quite an open race. There are a couple of unknowns. We don't know how good they are. I thought Sicilian Tiger was the right horse here. I always said previously when he disappointed up the straight a couple of times, I thought this horse was looking for the bend. He finally got the bend last time out. He didn't beat a strong field, but it's the manner in which he won that I was impressed with. I think there's a lot more to come from this horse. So I'll make him my first choice. Then you go to number 10, Out of the Darkness, who also beat Morocco Ginger on debut, but it was only a 5-horse field, and you got to question that the strength of that form. I have thrown him into the exotics, just in case. And then Midnight Caller, he's only 1 over 1,400 meters. He shows blistering pace over the 1,400 and Catch Me If You Can tactics. Over 1,200, draw 9. I don't think it's going to be easy for him to get across from the draw. I think they're going to go a lot faster here. So he wouldn't be in my first couple of selections. Another horse to consider is Into the Future. The Barn Butcher stable is in form. This horse has hit form in his last start over 1,000 meters, which was a distance too short for him. He stayed on nicely behind Retallick, beaten a length and a half. He's got to be in the shortlist. One double-figured horse I just want to mention is number 6, Kotinos. He's got a nice draw. He won his second start back in February. Then they threw him in the deep end into the Golden Horseshoe, where he wasn't disgraced, 5 lengths off Waterbury Lane. And then his comeback run over 1,400 meters, he ran 4 lengths off Mitch Got His Wish. I think he'll also prefer the drop back to 1,200 meters and can surprise.
Okay, so that could that be this book in the pack we'll be waiting for?
Yes, definitely.
Oh, okay. Darryl, which one's your double-figured horse at the back?
Not double-figured, but 7 to 1's big enough, Clyde.
Sure.
Number 5, Raise the Red Lantern. Have a look at him. He's been very close up post-maiden. And surprisingly, he's dropped 2 pounds. I think he's going to be very, very competitive of his current rating. And have a look at that form line of his last start. We've seen Foreign Field win. We've seen Humble Tune win. Prince Evelynov has won. And Cleveland has won. He's got a neat draw with Gavin Lorena in the irons. I'm expecting to get a nice running transit. And he certainly represents the value in the race. Sicilian Tiger, effortless course and distance winner last time out. The field was very shallow, but he's only having his 5th start to date, so one has to believe there's still more to come. He does have scope for further improvement. Number 10, Out of Darkness, surprised on debut, and the form line hasn't worked up or stood up at all. So I think 3 runners, 3 of them have all missed the board next time out. But in saying that, he's so well bred. Look at his dam, Negro Amara. We all remember her. So I think he's certainly going to enjoy the step up in trip and even watch him in time to come over further. I think this may still be on the sharp side for him, but healthy respect for him. You can only beat what's put ahead of you. And then like Daryn touched on, number 2, Midnight Caller is up in the rating. He's got a wide draw to contend with. Those are negatives on my part as well. And then number 4, Into the Future. Back in a handicap last time out, he showed good improvement, and the yard's very in fine form at the moment. So you have to sit up and take note when Barney Porter steps out of horse. So I'm leaning towards Raise the Red Lantern as the each way value in the race, but it's a wide open event, and I've gone field in the pick 6, Clyde.
Yeah. You've got to be thinking about Raise the Red Lantern now, because you're right, that form is quite strong, and that could be anything at 7 to 1. Raise the Red Lantern's number 5, yeah? Maybe, Daryn, what we can do is your horse, that Kotinos horse, maybe we do a double floater with 5 and 6 or something like that, in terms of, with the quartets. All right, but it is an open race. I think everybody's agreed that. There's the WhatsApp number again, just a reminder to be part of the information that comes before the show that you guys would like to be a part of. And we've got some breaking news on our next show, some exciting announcement on Friday next week, the 29th of October. All right, Daryn, we've heard what you like, but let's put it in black and white now and take us through this for the viewers.
Okay, so my best bet on the card is Leopold in race 2. It is a 5-horse field. Silver Tycoon, I find that he does it a little bit hard, and he'll probably set the pace. And if he does it too hard, then it's going to the race is going to be handed to Leopold on a silver platter. So for me, Leopold's got the come on look about him. He's had the couple of runs after a lengthy layoff, improving with each and every start. I make him the horse to beat. Then my double play of the day, Leopold and Good Queen Bess at 15 to 2. And then the de Kock treble I thought was worth a nibble. Clafouti, Wisteria Avenue, and Good Queen Bess. And Clyde, if you can go back to my pick 6, last leg.
Yes.
Can you include Darryl's horse into my last leg, number 5 as well?
Yes, we can. We can do that for you, no problem. I will make that amendment, and we will announce it. Okay, so you want to add that also at the back, eh? 5.
Yeah, I think it's worth including Raise the Red Lantern.
Okay. We will add that in. All right. So that's the latest from Daryn. In terms of Darryl's play, Daryn, you want to take us through that?
Clyde, my pick six is extremely affordable. 540 for a full unit, or take a percentage thereof. My best bet is only because I bankered her in the pick six. So I've added her into my multiples as well. Wisteria Avenue. You can't go wrong with that yard at the moment. And then I'm very, very bullish on the next 3-4 places. I think Freed from Desire. She's a good solid place bet. Likewise, End of Rock and Raise the Red Lantern. So if you are willing to take that multiple, you'll get odds of around about 16-1. And I think that's worth a few rand.
%, huh? More about it.
Yeah, Clyde, once again, my pick 6, 540 for a full unit. My multiple bet for the day. Wisteria Avenue, the win. Freed from Desire for a place. End of Rock for a place. Raise the Red Lantern for a place. And for the more bullish, maybe put another one, Raise the Red Lantern for a win.
Yeah. That was 7-1, wasn't it? Let's go back to the market there quickly. Yeah, 7-1.
Yeah, 7-1.
Oh, that's now we're talking big money. That happens to arrive. If that's the case at the back. All right, so that's from Darryl. That's interesting. Daryn, you've heard he's amended his pick six. There's another look at it just to make sure you guys, please don't, just make sure you add that or send. And then the professional double, if you want to call it that, is each of our tipsters' best bet. And you heard Daryn label Leopold in race 2 and Darryl go for Wisteria Avenue in race 5. And that double is something like 6-1 a stretch. And then I've looked at it and I thought that I'm going with the 2 horses from the Mike de Kock stable. The stable is in form, but not obvious to you. And the second one is, look, I don't know anything about the first one, but I don't think there's anything in the race that is alive, inverted commas. One stands to be corrected. So I like Eagle River. The form so far, I think, solid. And then Mike's check at 18-10. She didn't beat much, but I think she's got a lot of ability. As I say, we try to get a hold of Mike, but his phone's off right now. But we'll get information close to time. So be sure to join the group because we give you the updates on that. So that's it. Remember, join us again next Friday. As I said, we will have an announcement for you that should be very exciting for everybody that watches Weighted to Win. And we want to thank you all very much for your time. All right, guys, is there anything we've left out, Darryl? You up to date with everything? Anything more to say?
All good from my side. Thanks, Clyde.
You, Daryn?
All good. Thank you.
Have you been informed this week, Daryn, with your subscriber base and tipping every day? I mean, are we tipping winners?
Not in the best of form at the moment, but we'll be back.
Come back. You'll get back there. Don't worry about that. Of that, I have no doubt. Okay, guys, thanks very much. Enjoy.
Thanks, guys. Thanks.
And let's hope we can preach our winners Monday morning. All the best. Ciao.